Welcome everyone. Sorry, this is a little unorthodox. It's in my bathroom, but I was trying to find a clean space and not use my rugs because of the balance. But thank you for watching me today. I just wanted to let you know that we'll be doing about a 45-minute, maybe closer to an hour class with a little bit of meditation and some breathing, and then some flows and a few peak poses, or one peak pose. So take your moment to settle in, and I'll talk the whole time, but I will, I'm just gonna shut this door. I will be doing the moves as I talk. So hopefully that will work for everyone. And I will be working on this live as well. It's just my first time ever videotaping myself through a class. So anyway, my name is Anne, for those of you who don't know me. Thank you for joining me in my practice today. And let's get started. So we're gonna sit in a comfortable seat, whatever works for you. Just find a seat, and if you don't have blocks or anything like that, you can always use modifications of your own body, like your shins when we do a forward fold. But if you need to, you can always use a book for if you don't have a block. Don't always have to have a mat. Just finding a hard surface, or even doing it outside if that works for you. But just kind of finding your center for a moment and closing your eyes. Wherever you are at this present time, just kind of leaving everything else behind. Slowing the breath. Maybe working a little bit on the tension. So as you inhale, hold the breath for a minute. Not a true minute, just for a little bit. And then as you exhale, hold it at the exhale, at the end of the exhale for a little bit. And doing that a few more times at your own pace. Remember to always follow your own breath and work at your pace. And this being a recording, you could always pause the video. We'll just start with a few neck movements, moving from side to side, maybe turning down towards the shoulder. And then just begin to move in ways that organically work for you. Listening to your body and paying attention to what is serving you and leaving behind anything else that doesn't serve you. So I can't come into a full bend here because I've had the surgery about 4 months ago, so I do what I can, just like we all do. So if you see that, you know why. Just moving in ways that work for you as you open up the side body. Maybe a few little gentle twists. Remember, nothing too much, just warming up the spine. And then as you come back to center, maybe setting an intention. So taking a moment, just place your hands in prayer at your heart center and setting an intention for your practice. And it might be just something that comes to your mind. It might be something that you want to work on. Whatever is working for you and serving you. And then on the next exhale, just moving yourself. We're going to start with a little bit of core, and then we'll move on to warming up the body, and we will always come back to some core. As you all know, I love core. Well, I love everything about yoga. So finding your center on your sits bones, so your bony bones, as we rock from side to side, you'll find them. And then we're going to start off in a boat. So in your boat can be where you just hold on to the back of your knees. You can bring yourself up into your boat, but you want to be back, letting yourself come back where you feel engaged and you're not rounding through the spine. So not too far back, just kind of a center, and then bringing yourself up. So you could be the full expression of your boat with the chest nice and proud, You could be in with the knees bent. We're still warming up, so your quads may be talking to you right now, or your hip flexors. And then take your hands in prayer and just row your boat. So you look from side to side over the shoulder. And make sure you're breathing strong through the core, strong through the legs and your foundation, and breathing. And then holding your boat. Let me set that. I'm going to do my workout, sorry. And as you hold your boat, breathe. And then slowly bring yourself over and round yourself over the back, over your knees. And then we'll work ourselves around to all fours. So as you settle into your all fours, spread your fingers as wide as you can. Index fingers may be pointing forward. Hands right underneath your shoulders, knees right underneath your hips. We'll do a few cows and cats. So inhale, allow the belly to fall, head comes up last. As you exhale, round through the spine, press through the palms, allow the head to come down. Doing a few more of those if that's what you need. But if you need a little bit more, maybe you could do some hip circles or move from side to side. Maybe you need a little wrist therapy where you press the backs of the hands into the mat. Or maybe you extend one leg, press through the calves, warming up the backs of the feet, the bottoms of the feet. Just really moving in ways that work for you and that your body is telling you that you need today. And then as we all meet down in our neutral spine, you're going to extend the right leg behind you and cross it over the left leg and look over the left shoulder. Press through the palms, long through the spine, and bring yourself back around. And we'll extend the left leg and cross it over and look over the right shoulder. Then bring yourself back. We're going to extend the right hand next to the ear, and then the left leg can extend. It does not have to leave the floor. If you want to work a little more in balance, you can. Press through the palm, grounding yourself, pulling in the core, strong through the legs, pressing out through that left heel, and then release and switch sides. And we'll extend the left arm and the right leg. Press through the palm, and then bring yourself back. This time we're going to extend the right hand and the left leg again, but we're going to draw the right elbow towards the left knee 4 times, moving at your pace, exhaling as you draw in, inhaling, exhaling. One more time, inhaling, bring it back and settle down, and we'll switch sides. So left arm, right leg, and pull it in 4 times. Remember, moving at your pace. You might need a blanket underneath that knee or a towel if that works for you, because you don't want to be on the patella. And protect the joints, the knees, everything. Then release that down. Then we're going to do one more quick thing before we start to get into our down dog. So you're going to come onto the toes and then lift the knees just a little bit off the floor. Press through the palms. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Everything is active. And then from here, draw the hips up high and lower the feet down towards the floor. Hands can adjust as you need to in your first down dog. So pedaling the feet, if that works for you. One heel down at a time. Maybe lifting the leg and drawing, bending the knee and drawing the hip up, if that's what you need today. Again, it's just still warming up the body. And if your Jai breath is in your practice where you can stretch the back of the throat as you exhale, please feel free to use that. Maybe you need a lion's breath, so you inhale deeply, exhale through the mouth. Let it all go. Remember, this is your practice. This is your time to focus on you and letting everything else in the world go. All right, bend the knees deeply, looking at the palms. Walk the feet in for your first forward fold. So when you get here, keeping the knees soft, grab opposite elbows and just allow yourself to hang. Maybe swing from side to side, nodding the head yes or no, or maybe just finding stillness. Allow that head to become heavy. Just releasing through the neck. Then finding center, you can straighten the legs if you choose. You can keep them bent if you need to. Taking the hands either on the shins, on the floor, or a block. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale back to that forward fold. And then inhale, reverse your swan dive all the way up. Hands can be wherever you choose. As you exhale the hands down and through heart center. So when you're standing in your mountain pose, taking a peek at your feet for a moment, you want to look that your feet are about hip distance apart. Lift the toes, spread them as wide as you can, and then lower them down to the floor. And then maybe gripping and grounding yourself with those toes. It's a root to rise. Those feet will ground you as you slowly begin to tighten through the body, through the calves, through the quads, through the glutes, through the core. And then roll the shoulders up. Squeeze towards the ears and then let them go down the body. One more time. Inhale. Bring the shoulders up towards the ears and then just let them go down the body. Igniting everything. Closing your eyes and taking a moment to be proud of the strong mountain that you are. We can withstand anything as long as we work together and take care of ourselves before we can take care of anyone else. So inhale the arms high, opening the eyes. And as you exhale, bringing the hands together in steeple mudra. Draw the index fingers pointing up. Everything else is centering around your hands. And then roll the shoulders down the body. And then igniting everything, you're going to inhale as you lengthen through the fingertips of those pointed index fingers, and then exhale, crescent moon over to the left. And back through center, and take it over to the right. And then back through center, inhale, maybe a slight back bend, exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale to a flat back if that works for you. Exhale, back forward fold. Step the left leg back and lower it down to a low lunge. So remember, check your alignment. Make sure the knee is right over the ankle. So this is not what you want. Not safe for you, not safe for the knee. It needs to be right over the ankle. So you may need to step back a little bit more. And then when you're in this position, you can stay right here if that works for you in stillness. You can bring yourself up, extending through the hands, drawing the hips down towards the floor. Maybe a twist works for you, or maybe you're just staying in stillness, or you're just staying right here. Do what works for you and what your body is telling you. Then when you're ready, take the hands, bring that foot, shift the weight back, flex the toe, draw it towards the hands, or towards the face. Maybe you grab that toe, or maybe you just stay right here. And then bring yourself back through center, uncurl that toe, step that right leg back right into your plank. So settle in your plank, spread those fingers wide. You should have a slight peak to your plank. So when you're in a plank, you don't want this. You want a slight peak and then ignite everything. Press through the heels, ignite through the core, strong. Then you can lower down to the knees and do a knees, chest, and chin. So it looks like this. It's knees down. Then your chin goes down and your chest goes down. And the glutes are up and raised. It's a nice kind of back stretch. And then you take yourself forward through a lower baby cobra. Squeeze the glutes to protect the spine. Exhale back through. Take yourself to a down dog. Maybe pedaling the feet out a little bit here. And raise the right leg high. Bring it through if that's accessible. If it's not accessible to do it this way, where you swing it through, then all you do is bend the knees, walk in, and then step the right leg back. So do what works for you in your practice. You know your body better than anybody else. So once you get yourself settled, bring yourself up if you choose, maybe staying down, and breathe. Remember, you need to ignite everything when you're in the poses, squeezing the glutes. We often forget to listen to what we need to do to our bodies to make the changes that we want. And then shift the weight, hands frame the foot, draw the toe towards the face. And then bring yourself back through, step the left leg back, right back into that plank. Stay here and hover. Press through the palms, igniting everything. And breathe. Lift the right leg. Release, lift the left. Not too high, about hip height. Release. So you can go through back to that knees, chest, and chin, or you can do the modified with the knees down, or you can lower down. Make sure you stay at 90 degrees with those elbows. Elbows squeeze through. Squeeze the body. Inhale to an up dog or baby cobra. Exhale, down dog. Bend the knees, look at the palms. Bring yourself to the top of the mat. However works for you. You can jump, you can walk. Forward fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, back forward fold. Inhale all the way up. And exhale into chair. So sit back into those heels. So the weight's not forward, the weight is shifted back. Hands can be in prayer, goddess arms. Just make sure you're not arching the back too much or extending the arms overhead. You can draw the big toes together if you choose. Think about squeezing those knees or the thighs, inner thighs together. If you have a block, you could always stick it in between those legs and squeeze. And breathe. You can do hard things. On the next exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, back forward fold. Step the left leg back. We're going to go up to a high lunge. So settle yourself in, nice wide stance, and then come up when you are ready. You may stumble, you may fall. We all have been there. And then once you settle in, you can stay here, or you can take the hands in prayer and take yourself to a twist. Drawing the hands together towards the heart center. Press the palms together. And breathe. Bring yourself back through center. And then from here, we're going to go into a warrior two. So you can windmill yourself in. You can bring yourself settling in, heel toe the foot, and then settle into your warrior two. So remember, warrior two, your heel, front heel should be set up in the middle of that back arch. Somewhere in the middle of that. So you don't want the foot all the way over to that corner. Extending those arms. And then from here we're going to move whatever works for you. So taking yourself to a reverse. Maybe bring yourself to an extended side angle. Just playing in ways that work for you. Maybe straightening that leg as you come into your reverse. And then bring yourself back to your extended side angle. Maybe you're ready for the bind. And if you do the bind, fingers are interlaced or cupped together. And bring yourself back to your warrior two. Windmill those hands down, turn the back foot facing forward, step that left leg back into plank and take yourself through a flow. If you always want to skip it, that's fine. We'll just meet back in down dog. If you ever need to rest, lower those knees down and set yourself up into that child's pose, and then join us whenever you're ready. Inhale, oh no, sorry. Bend the knees, look at the palms, or not. Bring yourself to the top of the mat, however you choose, to a forward fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale back to that forward fold, keeping the knees soft if you need to. Inhale all the way up. Nice and flat through that spine. Exhale back into that chair. Settle yourself in. Hands can be wherever you choose. Maybe your shoulders are talking to you. Maybe you sit a little lower. Inhale, forward fold. Exhale and breathe. Take yourself to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Step the right leg back. We're setting up for our lunge on the side. So again, one side of your body is always a little bit better with balance, and your dominant leg is a little bit better. And then you can stay here, or you can shift the weight forward. You can come into that prayer twist. Draw the hands. Press the palms together. And breathe. Bring yourself back through center. Hands down, frame the foot back in plank. Go through a flow or skip it all together. Completely up to you. We back in down dog. Inhale deeply, exhale it out through the mouth. Bend the knees, look at the palms, bring yourself to the top of the mat however you choose. Forward fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale back, forward fold. Take yourself all the way up, reverse swan dive. Back into your chair. Lift the left leg slightly off the floor, let it hover. Everything's active. Lower down, lift the right. Lower down, maybe a little lower this time. Forward fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale back, forward fold. Step. No, I'm changing my mind. Inhale all the way up. Reverse swan dive. Exhale the hands through heart center. We're going to set ourselves up for an eagle pose. So, your eagle can be lots of different ways and lots of different choices. Okay, so what we're going to do is you take the left leg, bend the right knee, take the left leg, cross it over the right. Toe stays on the floor for the moment, okay? When the left leg crosses over, the left arm is underneath, and the hands can intersect palm to palm, like that. Or if it's not accessible, it's just back to back with the palms. If that's not accessible and you're just right here with your hands like this, that's fine too. You work with whatever works for you. So when you're in this eagle pose, you want to work on drawing, lowering down, and then you can keep the foot on the floor, the toe on the floor. You can lift it up, or you can try, if it's accessible, you can try to hook it. And breathe. Now from here, you're going to interlace. Keep the palms, hands where they are, and then step or lift the leg back into a warrior three. So your warrior three may be just right here. It may be all the way up into a full warrior three. And if you're not comfortable with the eagle arms, you can always release them out. And you're active through that heel, the left heel, and breathing. Inhale. On the exhale, lower the hands down towards the floor for a standing split. So as you come in towards the leg, you lift the left leg up. Try not to lose the integrity of the hips. You don't want to fall into the hip. You want to lift yourself up out of that hip as you draw your head towards the leg. Inhaling. Exhale. Lower that leg down towards the floor. Set yourself up and step the right leg back so you're in down dog. So you can come through a flow if you choose, or you can just stay here and take a moment to breathe. It's completely up to you. And we'll all meet back in down dog. Maybe you just need to pedal your feet out a little bit, shake out that leg. And then we're going to do the reverse from here. We won't do the forward fold or the standing splits, but you're going to lift the left leg high if it's accessible. If it's not, come to the top of the mat and go through it exactly the way we did before by stepping back. So if it's accessible, draw the left leg through. Take your hands into those eagle arms. So this time you're doing the opposite side. So the right hand is underneath, the right arm is underneath the left. Then, when you're ready, set yourself up into your warrior three. So when you're in this warrior three, remember, your leg can be wherever it wants to be. It can be just slightly hovering off the floor. You can be in the full expression of your warrior three, pressing through the heel. Breathing. We'll come back to that standing splits in a minute, but you're going to take the right leg. If you need to tap the floor, go ahead, and then set yourself up for eagle on this side. And breathe. You may fall out of it, like I just did. And squeeze those legs, squeeze everything. And then when you're ready, come out of that slowly, no rush, sorry if I rushed a little bit. Lower those hands down towards the floor. Remember, come up and out of that hip on that left side. Lift yourself up as you draw the head towards the face for your standing splits. And then lower the right leg down. Set yourself back up for your plank, or down dog first. Pedal those feet out a little bit. Breathe, lion's breath. Inhale deeply. Exhale it all out. Good job. All right, inhale the left leg high. Exhale, draw it through between those palms, or if you need to, remember, you can always bring yourself towards the top of the mat. Bring ourselves up to the high lunge because we didn't do warrior 1 and 2 on this side. So high lunge can be here. You can play around with shifting it, the weight forward and back, or you can draw the hands in heart center, press into prayer, and bring yourself over for the twist on this side. And the next inhale, bring yourself back up and set yourself up into your warrior 2. Heel toe the feet. Remember, warrior 2 is nice and long through the mat. Set yourself up with the knees over the ankle, extending your hands, and then moving freely into your reverse warrior, maybe extended side angle, back to your reverse, maybe straightening that leg. Just move in ways that are speaking to you. Remember, it's your body. Make sure that the knee is not caving in. If it is, push it out. Maybe you're ready for that bind. And when you're ready, bringing yourself back up to your warrior two, windmill those hands down, turn the back foot facing forward, step that left leg back, take yourself through a flow. We'll meet back in down dog or skip it. Pedal those feet out a little bit. All right, we're going to move into some planks and some side planks. So inhale into plank and set yourself up. Maybe the hand needs to be right underneath your chest or your face. Bring yourself over to your right side for side plank. So make sure that the right hand's right underneath your shoulder, pressing in the hips up. So your side plank could be right here with the bottom leg down and the hand extended. Maybe try and practicing lifting the leg here. If you're ready, you can do the split stance. Try the side of the feet. Maybe you're ready for lifting the leg. Maybe it's a tree. Then when you're ready, bringing yourself back through. You're going to take the left hand, bring it down. Then come down into your down dog. Extend the left leg high. Inhaling. On the exhale, draw yourself to center plank. Knee comes so towards the nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, draw the knee to center plank towards the same elbow. Bring yourself back to the three-legged dog. Then bring yourself to the opposite elbow. Extend the leg out. Drop the heel towards the floor. Open the right hand up for fallen triangle. Bring yourself back through. Set yourself back up for down dog. Now let's do it on the other side. So inhale, center plank. Take the left hand, place it wherever's stable for you, or it's going to be right underneath that shoulder for your support. You don't want to hurt your shoulder. Bring yourself over to the side for your side plank. Again, modifications, whatever you need. Do what works for you. Pressing the hips up and breathing. Bring yourself back through center. Take yourself to down dog for a minute. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, center plank, draw the knee towards the nose. Bring yourself back up to three-legged dog. Knee to the same elbow, center plank. Back to three-legged dog. Bring it to the opposite elbow. Extend the leg, drop the foot towards the floor. Bring yourself open to fallen triangle on this side. Bring yourself back through center. Down dog. Take the knees out wide, or maybe they're together. Sit back into a child's pose for a moment. So I can't sit all the way back because my knee, I can on this leg, but I can on the other one. And just let everything go. Take a minute to just settle back in, reconnect with your breath. You've worked really hard. Just let it all go. And when you're ready, bring yourself back. Let's just take a moment. You're going to come onto your knees. Bring yourself up. And just a little wrist therapy. So backs of the hands together. You're doing a little couple down dogs and all the side planks. Nice job. All right. We're going to bring ourselves onto our knees and we're going to come into a camel. So when you bring yourself up, taking the hands, place them either behind the back, you can be on the toes if that works for you, if it's accessible, or you can bring your feet flat on the floor. Into your camel, you want to support the back of the spine and just open through the heart center. Squeeze the glutes, protecting the spine, and open. If it's accessible, you can take the knees out a little wider if that's more comfortable for you. You can take the hands down towards the ankles and open through. And slowly bringing yourself up out of your camel. And then when you're ready, hands come down. Maybe you need a little bit of cows and cats. So let's inhale, arch the back, belly falls, head comes up last. Exhale, round through the spine. And when you've completed your last round, just keeping yourself in neutral for a minute, taking those hands out wide, drawing yourself up into your down dog, and we're gonna do our last flow. So it'll be a little different. So inhale to a center plank, and then lower down as slow as you can to the floor. Beautiful. Just taking a moment to windshield wiper the feet. Lower the hands down, drop the head down onto the arms. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of locust. So you're going to draw, and if locust is not accessible for you, you can always just do like a Superman, or you can do opposite hand, opposite leg. Those are lots of options for you. But your locust, the big toes are together, hands come out in front of you, and then on the inhale, lift and squeeze everything. Make sure you're breathing. If you're rocking, then you're breathing. Inhaling, exhale, lower down, windshield wiper the feet. All right, we're gonna do that one more time. So taking the hands out, big toes together. On the inhale, bring yourself up. Squeeze the legs, squeeze the glutes. Everything is active. Inhaling, exhale, lower down, windshield wiper those feet. Whew. And then pressing yourself back, bringing your legs around one side and extending them out in front of you. Legs out long, big toes together, or not big toes together, feet are active. Make sure you squeeze the quads, keep everything active. If the knees need to be soft, that's fine, whatever works for you. You're gonna inhale the arms high. Exhale, you're gonna lead with the chin as you come forward. So it doesn't matter how far down you go. The goal is not to see how far down you go. The goal is to inhale and lengthen through that spine. And then exhale, draw your chin towards your legs. Continuing to lengthen as you come into the pose. And then slowly bring yourself back up. Drawing the feet, we're going to go back to our boat. So we're going to play a little bit. So if boat is just what works for you, then just do that. If it works better for you to continue to do what we're going to do from a boat to a hollow hold, to a boat to a hollow hold, and we'll finish with a hollow hold. But if that doesn't work for you, then please just stay in your boat and come in and out of your boat. Whatever works for you. So set yourself up in your boat. Again, find those sits bones. Come into your boat wherever works for you. Chest is proud. And from here, inhale. On the exhale, lower down and hover. So the shoulders are off the floor. Hands, this is easier. If they're not easier, but it's Not as much on the body as if your hands are extended here. Harder if you're here. Keep the arms next to the ears though. Not over and above, nothing like this. And breathe. Low back is pressed into the floor. Inhale. On the exhale, bring yourself up to your boat. Inhale. On the exhale, lower down, hover. Breathing, keep breathing. Inhale. On the exhale, boat. Lower down and hover. Last time, you're almost done. Bring yourself back to boat, hands in prayer, row your boat, look over your shoulder, and then we'll finish off with our hover. And then we'll do one inversion, and then you have the option of doing your own inversion. Hold your boat, lower down and hover. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 1. Hug the knees into the chest. Rounding through the spine. Maybe grabbing the bottoms of the feet for happy baby. If you do this, the low back stays pressed to the floor. But remember, this is always a good option. All right, we're going to go into a bridge pose. So again, my bridge won't look exactly like it should be because my knee can't come all the way in, but you want to draw the feet as close to the glutes as you can get them. Hands pressed down, palms down towards the glutes. You're going to press the hips up. So if this works for you, you can stay right here, that's perfectly fine. But the goal here is to raise the hips up, but you also want to engage the glutes and the legs, and you also want to press through the palms to open through the heart center. Maybe you can walk the shoulders in, grab the hands that way, that's fine. Maybe you want to play around and come onto the toes. But it's to open through the heart center as well as the hamstrings. Maybe you want to lift one leg. Maybe lift the other. And inhale those hips high. Exhale, slowly lower down. Hug the knees back into the chest one more time. So I'm going to give you the opportunity to do another inversion of your choice, whatever's in your practice. If you want to go back to that bridge, that's fine. Restorative bridge, you can place a block or a book underneath the sacrum and just stay in a bridge that way. If there's another inversion that you want to work into your practice, something you've been working on, maybe it's a wheel, whatever really works for you in your practice. You decide. I'll give you a minute or so to work on some things. I'm going to do a forearm. Always use the wall if you need it. And when you get into the inversion, you want to squeeze everything. And make sure when you are finished with your inversion that you do a counter stretch or counter. So maybe it's a fish pose. So as you slowly come out of your inversion, bring the legs out long, take the hands underneath the glutes, and then just draw the head back. And then slowly release that. Hug the knees into the chest. We're the happy baby for your last final rock through the spine before we do our twists. So take the legs, knees right over the hips. Hands can come out like cactuses or T's. And then draw the knees over the hips and then lower them down to one side. Doesn't matter which side. Maybe you want to extend the top leg. Maybe you want to go into those eagle. Try to keep the shoulders grounded with the earth, and if it's accessible, look over the opposite shoulder. ready, slowly bringing yourself back around and into the twist on the other side. Maybe you can grab that toe. When you're ready, slowly bringing yourself back around. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Grab the head off the floor. One more time. I'm almost done. And then once you get there, squeezing around the legs wherever it's accessible, drawing the head towards, and then squeeze everything. Squeeze your hands, squeeze your toes, squeeze your face, squeeze everything. Tight, 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 tight. And then just let it go. And lower the legs down and come into your final relaxation position, whatever that is for you. Maybe you're laying on your back, maybe you're on your side or on your belly. And give yourself credit for a job well done. For allowing yourself to work and take this last 45 minutes or an hour or so just for you. Giving yourself thanks and gratitude for the body that you have that takes such good care of you, and then for taking the time to take care of it. Because we can't take care of anybody else if we don't take enough good quality time for ourselves, whatever that may be. And even if it's maybe 20 minutes, it's so important that we do that. And slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Bringing the arms overhead, lengthening the legs for a full body stretch. I love this stretch. Before eventually coming over to the right side of your body, knees towards the chest for your final seat pose. Before eventually coming up to a comfortable seat, whatever that works for you. And then when you get there, taking the hands, raising them overhead, drawing the palms together, and then take the thumbs to the forehead for clarity of thought, to the lips for clarity of speech, and to the heart center for clarity of intention. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through your practice today. The light in me honors the light in you. And remember, even though today or these days things have been a little crazy or upside down, we're here for each other, and if we take care of each other and try to spend time with each other through social distancing, we'll get through this. We'll close with namaste. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through your practice today. Enjoy the rest of your day or your evening, and I'll see you all soon. Take care.